On Friday, Charles will mark the death of his mother, Elizabeth II, a year ago, quietly at Balmoral. It will also be the first anniversary of his accession to the throne. The king certainly hit the ground running. With barely a moment to draw breath and no time to mourn himself, he addressed the nation on television just 24 hours after Queen Elizabeth died. In his address he set the scene for his reign, pledging, as his mother did, to offer the country his lifelong service. The fledgling reign of Charles III has shaped up quite well so far, leading the nation rather than deal with his own immeasurable loss, the death of his mother just 18 months after his father, Prince Philip, passed away. Duty called and the new king was required to lead the nation as it mourned Elizabeth II. As well as his first TV address the day after Queen Elizabeth died, the new king participated in the official accession and proclamation councils, followed by a service of reflection at St Giles Cathedral, Edinburgh. There were similar services in Belfast and Cardiff, before mingling with the crowds in London waiting to attend the late Queen's lying in state. He was then chief mourner at the Queen's funeral on September 19, with much of the order of service planned by his mother. His own very personal touch was to ask for the poignant Sleep, Dearie, Sleep, to be played by a lone piper at the end of the service, a poignant, intimate moment amid all the grandeur. Some months later, the king led the nation again for several key occasions: the Cenotaph on Remembrance Sunday, the monarch's Christmas Day broadcast, the Commonwealth Day service. All the years of preparation as heir to the throne served him well. Kingly quotient: 5/5 royal family less relevant as vast majority of Americans miss Queen Elizabeth. Head of state personal grief had to be put to one side for the sake of diplomacy. As soon as Queen Elizabeth died, the new king had to attend receptions with representatives from around the world who were in London for the funeral. Another test of Charles's role as head of state came amid the political dramas of last autumn, with him relied upon to keep the country steady during 6 weeks with 3 different prime ministers. He edged towards faux pas when he was caught on camera saying to Liz Truss, as she arrived for her first weekly audience amid the turmoil of the markets, "Dear, oh dear," but he was probably voicing the mood of the nation. The workload, not least dealing with all the red boxes of government papers, is heavy. His first state visit to Germany in March was a triumph, with large crowds awaiting him and Queen Camilla, and plenty of talks to help push Britain in post-Brexit Europe. More testing will be engagement with the Commonwealth nations, with increasing rumblings about independence and links between the monarchy and slavery. The king has partly faced down the monarchy's critics by agreeing to cooperate with academic research into slavery and the royal family. Kingly quotient: 4/5 don't miss. The reason Al Fayed lost his royal warrants after falling out with the firm, Insight, vote for your favorite royal couple in our poll, inside the Braemar gathering as king attends Highlands event loved by Queen, reveal, patron of the arts. While Elizabeth II was known for her love of dogs and passion for horse racing, the new king has more artistic interests. He delighted music lovers by commissioning 12 new pieces of music for the coronation, including pieces by Master of the King's Music, Judith Weir, and musical theatre legend Andrew Lloyd Webber. He has also used royal patronages to celebrate contemporary Britain's diversity. In June, 10 portraits, commissioned by the king from leading artists and showing members of the Windrush generation, to mark the 75th anniversary of the arrival of HMS Windrush from the Caribbean, went on display. Kingly quotient: 5/5 champion of the environment as Prince of Wales, Charles championed environmental causes long before they were fashionable. But being king is different, and in October, Number 10 decided that it was not appropriate for him to attend climate talks at the COP27 summit in Egypt. Now he is to launch an initiative linked to the environment, to tackle food waste, something that as Prince of Wales previously led him to write to ministers about. Some activists will wish he would remain more outspoken on the environment as king, others will think any campaign is a no-go for the monarch. This could be a tricky area. Kingly quotient, 5/5 the servant problem. Another area where the king is worried about waste is staff. He believes the royal palaces have far too many employees, and the wages bill needs to be trimmed. Saving money will garner praise in many quarters, but old retainers made redundant could prove troublesome. Kingly quotient, 4/5 the firm. As well as slimming down staff, the king has long been thought to want more of a nuclear royal family, with just a few members carrying out royal engagements. But with the Sussexes gone, and the Duke of York not involved in public life, as well as several other loyal Second Division royals, the Kents and Gloucesters and Princess Alexandra, now elderly, there is a concern that many charities and other bodies will miss out on royal patrons due to a lack of family members, thus loosening the ties between crown and country. Kingly quotient, 3/5 family troubles. The Sussexes continue to be an irritant on the other side of the Atlantic, and there is no sign of a peace deal being on the cards. Nor is there any sign that the public is in forgiving mood regarding Prince Andrew after the Jeffrey Epstein revelations. His appearance at Balmoral, in a car traveling to church last weekend, caused raised eyebrows. The king will need to tread carefully here. Kingly quotient, 3/5 defender of the faith. As well as being head of state, the king is supreme governor of the Church of England and also holds the ancient title of Defender of the Faith. Always keen to engage with other religions, he pressed for them to have a role at his coronation, which was largely welcomed. He has also made an effort to visit different faiths since becoming king, such as a Jewish community center and a Sikh Gurdwara. But he reassured anyone anxious about his traditional role by being crowned, as is tradition, by the Archbishop of Canterbury, and spoke during his television address to the nation, about the deep roots of his own Church of England faith. It was deft work from the king, pleasing both traditionalists and those keen on diversity. Kingly quotient, 5/5 comment by Catherine Pepinster. Never complain, never explain is said to be the unofficial motto of the royal family, and one that Queen Camilla has long embraced, even in the face of criticism before she married the then Prince of Wales. While Harry and Meghan regularly emote via Netflix documentaries, books and magazines, Her Majesty has kept her feelings to herself, something for which she has become hugely respected, as is her loyalty to her husband. She has now been married to the king for 18 years, far longer than he was married to Diana, and it is only now since he took what the late Princess of Wales famously called the top job that we are seeing more of Camilla's character. Those who have met her say she is charming and witty, and we glimpsed her humor on a visit to Sandringham Flower Show in July when she said a pie with a face featuring a crown and large ears looked like her husband. That humor is part of the support she gives the king and he relies on. As he took up the lonely role of monarch, His Majesty told the nation, "I count on the loving help of my darling wife, Camilla," naming her Queen Consort, a title usually shortened to Queen. They are regularly seen together for official duties, but Camilla has also maintained her own special interests, from work with victims of domestic violence, to literacy, and osteoporosis, a debilitating condition that affected her mother. Women in the public eye, and especially royal women, often face huge scrutiny about their looks and their clothes. A real test for Camilla was her choice of dress for the coronation in May. She passed with flying colors, a simple silhouette that allowed exquisite embroidery to be noticed. It was stylish, understated, and did not eclipse the king that day. Rather like the Queen herself, Catherine Pepinster is the author of Defenders of the Faith, The British Monarchy, Religion and the Coronation, published by Hodder and Stoughton.
I just need